Lord, have mercy.
Why keep pausing like I do? Why keep flossing like I do? Why keep saucing like I do? Why keep crossing like you do?
Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your girl Bree, aka B Breezy, back with another video. Today's video will be a story time, and I don't know what the title is going to be just yet, just because this is my first, but basically I'm going to do a series of story times on my dating experience, and my whole reasoning for this is just to share commonalities if you're going through it. Maybe you can learn from what I learned, or if you have already been through something similar, then we could just chat about it below. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, hey loves, and if you're a return subscriber, what's up? All right, without further ado, let's get into this video. So yeah, this is gonna be about my very first boyfriend, like my very first boyfriend ever. Okay, so this was when I was 16 and in high school. Yeah, I'm a late bloomer to like everything, and my memory is like terrible, so I don't even know why I'm reaching back like this, but we're gonna give y'all the best of what like I can remember. So basically me and him started dating, and once again, like I told y'all, my memory's shot, so I don't remember like how we started, but I'm gonna assume it had something to do with sports, because yeah, that's why everybody really liked us as a couple, because that's what we had in common and what everybody knew us for was sports. I was most athletic female in high school. Not that that matters. So what's crazy is dating him was a completely good experience until it wasn't. Like, he was my first kiss. He was my first of a lot. So we're just going to talk about some of those parts. Okay, so first kiss, y'all. So it's so cringe, because I remember we were staying after high school because of sports. And these two girls, they'll actually be in another story time, but for this story they're not gonna get a name, but he's gonna get a name. Let's give him the name Football Head. Since we're talking about sports, that was his sport. So Football Head. That's funny. And I was after school and I was hanging out with my friends, and I was telling the other one that I never kissed before, and they was like pressuring us to kiss. Like, I'm like real shy until I'm not shy. So like when I'm dating normally, it takes me forever to like open up. So I'm talking about even with a kiss. Like, so they were pressuring the situation. So yeah, I had to kiss him. And then I had to kiss him in front of other people. And then it wasn't even like a cute kiss. It was like, it's like you kissing your hand and boom, you kissing. It was a peck. It was okay. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but that happened. And I mean, it was cool. Look at these luscious lips. Like, who not gonna want to kiss me? Honestly, most of our dating was just hanging out a lot through like sports activities. So I remember one time like we were on a track, and I think we decided to skip school this day. Well, not skip school, but skip practice after school. Excuse me. Because like my mom don't be coming home till late around that time. So yeah, skip practice, went to the house, and oh my god, y'all, I don't even know why we did this, because the walk was like 30 freaking minutes or more, but we walked because I live closer than he did. So yeah, walked to the house, whatever. We was chilling and being grown, just being grown. We was in the house, you know, unclothed, and we didn't actually do anything. I don't even know what we was doing. I think we was just exploring. I'm gonna just call it exploring, because we didn't actually have sex. Like, That wasn't our first time, but we was being grown. Remember this part, y'all, because this part is gonna be the tea of the story. But yeah, back to like the other little part. So like, lost my virginity to him. This is gonna lead to another story because like I said, we doing a series. So this day we was over his friend's house. We went to his friend's house. So I lost my virginity over somebody else's house. Whoa. Yeah, so, and this is why, I can't even speak on it. I just gotta wait to the next story to tell y'all. We went to this dude's house and I think his parents wasn't home. Oh, I know why, because he lived far. He didn't live in it. He used to live in a neighborhood, but he at this time didn't live in a neighborhood. He lived far. So my house was closer and his friend's house was closer. Yeah, we wasn't gonna get away with that in my house. My mom didn't even allow me to have a boyfriend back then. So this is probably 9 times out of 10 why we went to his friend's house. So yeah, don't know. I think his friend was like upstairs. I think he told his friend like, yeah, this is about to go down. On top of my first experience being in a poor location, it was also a poor experience. Like, the thing wasn't thinging when we talking about size. So, but back then that was like my first one I saw. So I don't know, I guess I thought it was okay. And I just remember him asking me like right before the moment, he was like,
Do you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this?
So that was cool. That was like what everybody be talking about in the movies. Like, he actually asked and I was like, yeah. Because in my head, I remember thinking too, in my head I was like, I mean, because my parents always used to be like, don't have sex before marriage. Like, they beat it in my head so bad. But in that moment I was just like, I mean, but why not though? Like, what's so bad gonna happen? So did that. He didn't finish. I didn't do any, like, no sensation. That's all I'm gonna say. It was like it just happened. So I think it was really like a lot of experimenting with him. Even though I lost it to him, like, everything was an experiment. Nothing was really nothing. But this is the part of the story where things become something. And this is why we broke up. Like, everything about this relationship was just real high school, real immature. So we're just gonna fast forward to why we broke up, because I mean, that was pretty much it. Like, that was our dating story. Like, we always just link through sports, and a few times he been over my house. Maybe once or twice I went over his friend's house, but it was never nothing deep. So one day we was on the phone talking or whatever, and this was like 11, this is still 11th grade, I think, 10th, 11th, I don't know. But he was talking about like college, and he was just talking about, oh yeah, when I go off to college, like, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that, I'm gonna be doing football head. That's why his name is Football Head. So yeah, Football Head was just talking about how things are gonna change when he goes to college. So in my head, I'm just like, see, and I miss my old self, because my old self didn't tolerate any bullshit. Like, if you was on some dumb shit, I pretty much was just like, okay, then let's break up. I don't know where that changed over time to where I became more lenient with the red flags, but back then I was a savage. And so I was just like, okay, then we might as well break up, because what's the point? We gonna date 11th grade, we gonna date 12th grade, then you gonna go off to college and we just gonna call it quits? I was like, we might as well just break up now. So that happened. Then I remember like getting a lot of, I guess he must have not took it well. That's what I'm gonna chop that down to, because I was getting a lot of heat from different girls and different people in high school, and then I just didn't get that. Like, this is us, this is me and him, this is my decision, a very valid one. But a lot of people was like, girl, why would you break up with him? That don't even make sense. You could have stayed with him. And in my head, I'm just like, bitch, do you want to date him? Like, date him. You could date him. do what you want to do, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like, so that was a very annoying period. Like, everybody was just all in my beeswax. For what though? So yeah, that was that. And then this is now the meat and potatoes of the story, where shit went left. So this is like way in the future, but I'm gonna tell it now. Hey y'all, editing Bree here. So basically, I'm gonna just say what I tried to say in the scene because it really wasn't making any sense. This is a story from the future that happened when I was in my third relationship, but it has to do with him, so I'm gonna tell it to y'all. But basically, the person from my third relationship brought this situation to my attention, and now I'm gonna let the clip play. Came to me like, he's talking about you. Y'all, I just freaking said the name. Have to bleep that out. But Football Head is talking about you, and he's telling all your business on Twitter. So I'm like, oh my god, what business do we gotta tell? I mean, I wasn't really nervous of anything because, like I said, we didn't do too much of anything. But y'all, tell me why I went on Twitter. And this freaking fool, remember I told you we was just like experimenting. So I see that he talking about some, and when, like, he did a Twitter story. So if y'all remember when Twitter stories was popular, like, people be trying out people or tell freaking people's business, like, just doing too much. Well, this one I feel like was totally uncalled for, because what did I ever do to you for you to have this type of attitude that you gonna go do a whole Twitter story about our personal sexual encounters? Okay, so he was talking about, I remember just like this specific part, nothing else was really bad about the story till like one of his tweets had said, oh, when I looked at it, I'm sorry, I'm doing this because this is what I'm envisioning, but like when I looked at it, I was like this, and I put a picture right here, and basically trying to talk about his reaction towards seeing in between my bottom. Now, first of all, it don't matter who I've been with, I know ain't nothing wrong with my bottom. So once again, this was just childish behavior, but y'all, his tweet went viral. He got hella followers, hella people was like watching it, reading it. Everybody from high school saw it. So even though I can look at it now, and even back then, I knew it wasn't nothing wrong with me or nothing wrong with the situation, but it's the fact that he used the picture and he made it seem like it was something crazy. It was just a buttocks. You saw it for the first time. I think that's what he was saying, seeing one for the first time. But like, don't do that, because like I said, everybody liked us, everybody knew who we were, everybody obviously was pressed over us to have like so much to say about what we had going on, and you gonna post something like this. So back then, that crushed my little heart. Imagine if he would have showed something, because back then I was sending pics. Thank God he didn't do that, because that, I'm telling y'all, that was a trend. People used to out people on Twitter, but nevertheless, he didn't do that. But that crushed my heart, because everybody knew who he was talking about. Like, unless you just didn't go to the school, didn't know me, then you didn't know. So that was enough embarrassment right there. Like, what the fuck you trying to play me? Ooh, if that was a girl, we would have had to fight. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, y'all, I'm sorry if I keep looking over there and over here. I'm trying to get used to looking into the camera when I'm recording. But yeah, crazy. So that is how that ended. I was upset. I don't believe I did anything. I probably like got upset with him, but I mean, it was what it was. It was already out there. Nobody, thankfully, I don't remember getting any like true embarrassment. Like nobody was teasing me or anything of the such, at least to my face, because I think people knew not to be dumb back in high school. Like only 2 people sort of tried it, but both of those situations died out as far as females. Now guys, no guys said anything. I'm sure they probably had they talk amongst each other, whatever, but yeah, like that's what happened. And that was like my first bit of what you would call a dating experience. So I don't know if this video is going to be a part of the last video, but y'all would know, y'all will see. So if it is, let's continue. This story time will be about football head's friend. So I'm putting these 2 together because y'all, like as I'm telling this story, I don't know how the hell I didn't know this until today. Like I was always confused about this until this very moment. Crazy. But yeah, y'all. So football head from part 1, and we're gonna call this dude Sad Face, because when I broke up with him, y'all, he was devastated. Oh, I ain't trying to say that gluten, like I'm just saying he really was, and I felt really bad. But so what I didn't notice, let's get back to that. So what I didn't notice was how the hell was I with football head, and football head let me come over Sad Face house, and that's where I lost my virginity. But down the line, I began to date Sad Face, but I didn't know that they were friends. This either had to be complete stupidity or just some more like naive behavior. Like how did I not put the 2 and 2 together? There's a lot of, y'all gonna see that there was a lot of naive behavior when it came to me talking to guys. Don't be naive. Like please don't be like me. Okay, so down the line, because once again, a long time ago, can't really remember, but I started talking to Sad Face.
Hey y'all, Editing Bree here, back. I actually remember how we started talking. I used to confide into Sad Face about football head, and you know, just being upset and things that happened in our relationship. And I'm gonna basically sum that up to say I was naive and confused those feelings into, oh, I should be dating him type of feelings. And I'm pretty sure that's how we started dating.
So yeah, me and Sad Face started talking. Once again, that was another cool, like me in a relationship, y'all, everybody that I've ever dated can contest. They will always say that you're chill, you're cool. There was never really any issues. So yeah, it was a chill relationship. It was cool, like no problem. Dating him, and mind you, me and football head only did it once, and me and this person, we might have only did it literally once or twice. We didn't do that a whole bunch, but this person was better. Kudos to him or whatever. But dating him was weird, I will say, because I had to teach this man how to kiss. Now I know we're around the time of everybody's first everything. Like I just told y'all, I just had my first kiss, but that first kiss was weird. Like it wasn't like, oh, we just need to do it to see how it goes. Like it was like he was drooling in my mouth. Like he was having too much saliva. It was too much of a saliva exchange. Like disgusting to me anyway. That was nasty. So yeah, that was like cringe. And just dating him overall, like I would like label him as like a shy type. Anyway, dating him was like weird just for like situations like that. He was just awkward. He was real awkward. Like coming around my family and stuff, That was the first person I kind of brought around my family. That was like a summertime dating. It wasn't long. I think we only dated for 2 months total. And it was cool. But the tea came in with him when I think I must have saw on social media or something that Football Head and Sad Boy were actually friends. Like deeper friends than I must have thought back at the beginning of dating Sad Face, because they was posted up. And when I really noticed it, like when it was actually obvious to me, I freaking broke up with Sad Face. Like nothing was wrong in our relations, anything, like none of that. And I just remember him on the phone like, no, like why would you do that? No, we could be together. Football Head is cool with it. He'll be cool with it. Like I talked to him, he was cool with it, but it just didn't sit right. I don't know. I think it was the fact that, well, it wasn't the fact that Football Head outed me on Twitter, because that ain't happened yet. Remember, I told you I was the third person. We're just on the second person. So it wasn't that. I just think it really didn't sit right with me. I remember I didn't want to look like that girl. And because we only dated for 2 months, and I think it was like over the summer between the school year, nobody like really knew. Or maybe it was like in the beginning of the school year. I don't remember. But nobody really knew. And I wanted to cut it off before anybody really knew. So it was partly me feeling guilty, but me just not wanting to deal with the drama of people being like, oh, she's dating people that are friends with each other. So I ended it. And he was depressed. I remember calling me, crying. Like, I'm texting him and stuff, make sure he cool. Like, he's no bueno. Definitely think he came out of that over time. Don't know how long it took him, because once I did, like, I kind of made sure he was okay for a little bit, then I really like did like that was that. So yeah, but I just wanted to tell those two because they tied in together. Yeah, those would be the first 2 stories out of my dating series. Trust me, y'all, these were light. We're just dipping our feet in. Third story is gonna bring in the drama, and it's really gonna get messy from there on out. Like, my dating experience got real shitty. Like those 2, but it began to get real shitty, y'all. Like, I cannot lie. And this is why I always have so much to say when it comes to the dating topic, because I think I've been spun in every direction. I had to learn from myself. That was the biggest thing. My parents never really taught me too much about dating or the dating world, and so that's why I think I am where I am. Well, was where I was then. Where I am today, we not on that. You can't blame me. I'm not tolerating none of that. But yeah, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this first little story in amongst of this series. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of anxiety prior to freaking actually sitting down and filming this, because I'm just like, when I get into these stories, they about to get real embarrassing. But it's all for a learning lesson. Once again, like I said, comment down below. Tell me if y'all been through any of this. Was you the homegirl dating the homeboys? Did you get outed on Twitter? Like, how was your first time? Like, come on, let's talk about it. But yeah, thank y'all for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and most important, be breezy. Peace, y'all.